have an introduction for Carson, but he says that's not a problem.
We don't need Will.
DTM Carson Shaffer has cloned my voice and is using it to make this introduction. This is not me. You may think it's not perfect, but in 6 months it will be. With his speech, it's only been a year. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Carson Shaffer, if it really is indeed him.
Thank you. 1 year ago, I told you about ChatGPT and how just a little line of text could generate an entire story. I showed you a piece of artwork that won the Colorado State Fair art contest. I played a selection from Vivaldi that wasn't really Vivaldi, but fooled a friend of mine who's a French horn symphonic player. That was 1 year ago. I said we were getting up on the curve. Let's see what's happened in 1 year.
Thanks, Gary.
When I gave this speech last year, in January of 2023, this was the state of the art in AI videos. It looks pretty crude now, but this really truly was a video released in January of 2023. What does it look like now? This is AI video today. This isn't a team of engineers. This is simply the text, 3 golden retriever puppies playing in the snow. Enter, and the system, the AI, made this. Looks pretty real. Writer's strike in Hollywood. Why? Well, you know ChatGPT, especially GPT-4, can write an entire script. But what about other things? Like making huge sets. The text that generated this was mid-1800s town, drone flyover with a river running through the center. It looks perfect. There was a little town named Rockridge. But you don't have to build the town. A sentence of text, and the AI generates it. If you're scrolling through Facebook on Saturday morning, and I said, here's a picture of my grandma's birthday, a video, would you believe it? She sure looks real, doesn't she? But the thing is, you can see the hand's not quite right. This candle has 2 different flames. There's a few things. Artists always talk about hands, and you can see how difficult that is. But in another 6 months, the AI will have fixed hands. The candles will all be blowing in the same direction. The robot you're about to see was not taught how to do these tasks. Using something called a neural network, it taught itself. Okay? It taught itself to do this.
What do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
It had to know people eat apples.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them in?
Of course.
The robot even said, The voice, it's not a robotic voice. It's not, yes, I am doing this. It's a voice that sounds just like you or me. Right now, there are 100,000 deepfake applications. Microsoft just released their new deepfake that takes a photograph and animates it.
When we say no to something, we're saying yes to something else, but that involves a lot of unknown.
The micellas, the milks, the cleansing balms, the oils, they are really great.
From a photograph. You can look up on the internet and see Mona Lisa rapping these days.
Just last night, it was fascinating. You know, she complained of
she complained of shoulder, like pain in her arm. It was excruciating. So I said, okay, let's run this.
The first thing we need to look at is the letter H, so the sound at the beginning.
It's almost flawless. In a few more months, it will be. Can you imagine what this electoral season is going to be like? Almost everything you're going to see on social media will be a deep fake. In Hong Kong, several months ago, there was a Zoom call. Not this Zoom call, this is just a representative image. Only one person in the call was real. All 11 people were fake. They were deep fake AI-generated people. 9 of them were in his company. He knew them. And the deep fakes were good enough that he believed everyone was real. And he wired $25 million. And no, they didn't get it back. Can you imagine being in a Zoom call with all your coworkers and then you find out they weren't real? And you wired $25 million. If you don't learn anything else from this presentation, have an identity word with your children. In the near future, you're going to have your phone ring. It's going to be your kid's phone number. You're going to answer it. Hi. You will hear a voice say, give us $10,000. They get the amount because they've researched you online and they've guessed how much you could come up with right then. Give us $10,000 or we will kill your child. And in the background, you hear your child screaming, Daddy, Daddy, they're hurting me. Mommy, make them stop. And it's really their voice because they got it off of YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. So you say, ask my child the identity word. If they come back and say, the kid's in too much pain, they can't remember, the most difficult thing you will ever do is hang up your phone. And then immediately hit redial. They're not going to harm the kid because you hung up and called back 10 seconds later. But the odds are excellent. Your child will answer and go, hey, Dad, how you doing? Have an identity word. The Zoom call, they should have a corporate identity word. In 2023, AI videos look like this. 1 year later, we have this. The text prompt that generated this was Japanese woman walking through downtown Tokyo in the rain, red dress, black leather jacket, black sunglasses. And the AI generated this. So what do? Become a skeptic. Don't believe what you see. If you see a video of someone that you know acting in a way that you don't really think they would, it might be a fake. Okay? Ronald Reagan, my commander-in-chief, is dead. So the rule now is never trust, only verify. Because if we came that far in a year, what do you think we're going to have in 1 more year? Thank you.